The Mark Thompson Show. This is the tonic for all that ails us. Something truly bizarre that I think you'll find in the bizarre category. And by that, I mean the magic of the creator of Rent-A-Hitman.com. You may have seen over the last decade even, people are apprehended by law enforcement for using a website called Rent-A-Hitman.com to order a hit on their spouse, on somebody they're having an argument with. I mean, this is a real thing, and it's led to actual arrests. The creator of that website joins us now, Bob Ennis.
How you doing, Mark? Thank you.
Look at you. What a weird area of activism you found yourself in, and you've really made international headlines with it.
It's been interesting so far, and it's not over yet. It's yeah.
I mean, these people, I mean, it's just not one or two. You get a considerable amount of traffic to Rent-A-Hitman.com.
Yeah, I think over the last 10 years, 15 years, the website's received over 10,000 submissions from people around the world. Not all of them are legit, of course, but it's a lot to go through.
When somebody goes to Rent-A-Hitman.com, what do they see? What, Kim, you might even be able to knock around on the website a little bit while we do this, but if there's anything that is acceptable. But what generally is the pitch? What do they see?
So the website itself, it's set up as a parody look at what a corporate murder for hire type website would look like. It comes complete with customer testimonials, a commercial. If you've got problems, we have solutions, that kind of a thing. We want to make sure everybody's privacy is obviously important.
Your point and click solution is what it says for those who are just listening. Rent-A-Hitman.
We are 100% HIPAA compliant with the Hitman Information Privacy and Protection Act of 1964. That doesn't exist, but don't tell the bad guys that.
So you really do have bad guys who show up, men and women. I mean, there have been some arrests of women wanting to off their husband, for example, right?
Absolutely. It's about 50-50, to be honest with you, as far as the ratio goes.
And go ahead, yeah. Give me a couple of maybe examples that you can. Do they describe what they want done? Like my husband's, I don't know, an aviator. Maybe if you could drain his, his private plane of fuel, or what do they have suggestions as to how they want their spouse or other person offed?
Well, there is no menu on the website. There is there's no mention of murder, no mention of killing or anything of that nature. The web form itself is set up for people to fill out in their own words as the who, what, when, where, why. They're the ones that paint the picture of what they want done. I will simply verify and corroborate the information if it seems credible or that there's a real individual, a victim on the other end of this. Obviously, it's going to get reported and looked into a little bit. Everybody has a way out. Not every submission automatically gets turned over to law enforcement. When a submission is received, I will typically review the information. I'll contact them, ask them, do you still require our services? And would you like me to place you in contact with a field operative? If they say no, it was a joke. Okay, that gets filed in one bit. It doesn't go away, but it gets filed to the side. However, if they do require, that consultation with the field operative, it's my job at that point to set them up and make sure that they get that free consultation that they're after. So,
have you received blowback? I mean, again, if you want to see, there are literal commercials that are on our home platform of YouTube, Rent-A-Hitman.com, your point and click solution. Well, go ahead, Kim. Let's just see a second. I want to ask you about blowback you might have received. There's the.
Yeah, hey, you. You looking for a hitman? You got an issue that needs resolving? Look no further than Rent-A-Hitman, your point and click solution. Yeah, we're on the World Wide Web. Not the deep web, not the dark web, the World Wide Web. and tell them Guido sent you. Surf down to the bottom of the page, fill out the web form, and submit it. And I'll tell you, I'll personally put you in touch with one of our over 18,000 field operatives that we have worldwide. And your security and privacy is important to us. And we are 100% compliant with HIPAA, the Hitman Information Privacy and Protection Act of 1964. So check us out, Rent-A-Hitman.com.
Nice job.
It's not on an iPhone, by the way.
Pretty funny. I love that they're 18. We'll put you in touch with one of our 18,000. I mean, there's so many operatives. There's so many like flags to show you it's a parody, and yet people take it seriously. Have you gotten blowback from people who did take it seriously, ran into law enforcement referrals, et cetera? And, you know, there were people, as I say, arrested as a result.
Absolutely. A lot of people have been arrested. I haven't received any blowback from anybody that has come in contact with field operatives, you might say. I haven't gotten any hate mail from people. I've gotten concerning emails from individuals regarding some of the solicitors' mental states and that kind of thing, which actually brings us to another issue. You know, the mental health and the online cyberbullying and online safety aspect of it all. This website has essentially turned into an early warning system for people that are seeking to cause harm to others. So, I mean,
what do you? I know you've started a nonprofit. I think you're trying to kind of morph this into some of these things that you have concerns about. Maybe speak for a second about that.
Yeah. So with this, over the last 15 years, and I mentioned the website's received over 10,000 submissions. A lot of them are, you know, hoaxes. Okay. About 10% of them turn out to be credible or verifiable information. Not all of them turn into the threats of harm and danger. There are requests from people out there that are seeking assisted suicide. There are people out there seeking positions, jobs. They want to be a hitman. There are people out there that are just kind of feeling the water. You know, is this legit? I may want to do something down the road. Keep in touch, kind of a thing. It's kind of.
How do you handle the people who are looking to become hitmen?
Well, I send them an application, basically asking them about their.
I don't mean to laugh, but the whole thing is so clearly absurd.
You know, it is. And honestly, you know, it's a joke from the top of the page to the bottom of the page. I mean, we have disclaimers, we have terms and conditions. Yeah. So anyway, back to your question about the applicants. Initially, I didn't do anything with the applicants. I just kind of looked at the emails and laughed. That changed back in, I guess, 2 or 3 years ago with a subject who was in the Air National Guard out of Tennessee. He applied to become a hitman. He wanted to earn some money so that he could raise a family. He was very persistent. He'd sent multiple applications, a resume, a headshot picture of himself, and other information. He was good to go. After contacting authorities back in Tennessee, they decided to certainly talk to him. They gave him a fictitious kill packet, an envelope with $2,500 in it, a fictitious target. He took the bait. He said he had no problem taking noses and ears and other things as trophies, and he was obviously arrested and he was prosecuted and found guilty.
In all your time, is that a one-off, or are there a handful of examples of that?
There are a handful of examples, but that was the first one that really created that process. I have had a South African police services out of South Africa. He applied to be a hitman. He wanted to help clean up his area down there. There have been other examples of people around the world.
I mean, it's interesting that he applies to this website in the example that you gave him, the South African, because he wants to clean up his area, as though you would have some kind of blueprint on how to do that, and you'd put him in touch with your other people who have a plan for him to fit into, I don't know, a militia group or a group of hired assassins. I mean, it's a weird, if you actually think it through, it's just absurd,
It gets worse. He sent me his police ID, his badge, his identification card. His wife is an educator. I mean, he's got family roots. But that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to apply.
So what's the plan moving forward, Bobby? I mean, you have gotten a lot of publicity, a lot of talk around this, and it's a bizarre kind of catch a predator sort of thing.
Yeah.
What is the plan?
So the threat from Threat to Thrive was basically born out of all of the submissions and all of the information that I've obtained over the years.
That's your nonprofit?
Yeah, From Threat to Thrive is the nonprofit. And I plan on creating that, to focus on online safety, suicide prevention, cyberbully education, crime prevention, of course, victim advocacy. I want to get into the schools. I want to talk to the kids about, online cyberbullying and prevention and that kind of a thing. A lot of the requests that we receive from children, from youth, have school email addresses attached to them. So they're sending these and they're surfing at school, filling out the web form. Maybe they got a beef with a bully in another classroom or something. But I mean, it's pretty serious. And like I said, this is kind of an early warning device, you might say. It's helped prevent a lot of heinous crimes at this point.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. I mean, we see the absurdity and we can laugh about this, but the fact that you've actually prevented these, as you say, heinous crimes, I think that's something that should be taken note of. And moving forward, I do see adolescence as this crisis period that can oftentimes lead to rash acts of sort of impulsive violence, or it's they throw the Hail Mary pass. They just think the answer to everything is to, this. We've seen it, and we've seen it in all these dark ways that inform American life.
Yeah.
It's fascinating that some of that really might be addressed by what you're doing. Has there been, and you're in touch with schools, or that's the next step?
That is the next step. I've been in touch with my local government up here in Northern California, and trying to get into the schools. I'm working with communicating with the chief of police and school resource officers in our area to try and put together a program, maybe a collaboration. Aside from working with the city government, I'm also inviting organizations, mental health organizations, school resource, cyberbullying, anything that covers the subject matter. I want to collaborate with them and get this message out there. This is a huge opportunity to take this eye-opening, real-life cases and bring them into present them in such a way that really gets people's attention, and so they understand the seriousness of online safety and this type of crime.
Sure, dark, violent thoughts can lead to some pretty dark places, and I think it does have to be done in conjunction, obviously, with educators, such that the program can be tailored to kids. I mean, you can't just pop in and go, "Hey, I'm Bob with the Rent-A-Hitman thing, and let me tell you what I've learned." I mean, so it seems as though you're talking to all the right people. Listen, it's a pleasure to meet you. You've been in the center of these bizarre stories that have been reported around the world, and I know we've been in touch. You're a Bay Area guy, and our radio show, and KGO Radio was very big in the Bay Area. And so I really appreciate all the years that you kind of stayed in touch and kept us posted. And I really hope that you'll continue to do that. And I wish you the best of luck.
Absolutely, Mark. I appreciate you. I appreciate what you've done. I've been a fan of yours since your days at Young, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Reading the weather. And
that's right.
Anyway, so keep in touch, please. And I'd be more than happy to come back and share more stories with you and progress as far as the nonprofit is concerned.
I'd love it. I really would love it. Good, Bob. We stay in touch. Bob Ennis. Thanks, Bob. Hi, it's Mark, and I thought that was great. Hit the notification bell, you'll know whenever there's a new video being dropped, and please subscribe to our channel to help us save the universe.